Yes, people. Welcome back to the Michael Talks Football channel. A big show. Probably the most difficult league to predict out of the top four leagues. I'll tell you something to the crowd and everybody watching a replay. Remember to hit the like button. Give your predictions if you're watching this on the replay. 1 to 20 of the most difficult league to predict in all, you could say all of Europe almost. 1 to 20. But I have a guest. He has been on the show before. I had to get him on for this preseason predictions, review, preview, and all this sort of stuff. Uncle Sharma, how are you doing? Guys, remember to go subscribe to Uncle Sharma's channel. He is on the road to 4K as well. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, Michael, man. It's good to be back. It's been a while as we were talking backstage, and yeah, your channel has grown so much since. And yeah, guys, it's gonna be a very fun episode. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so, look, people, this is a very simple. Sharma said, I'm not predicting it. And I said, you chickened out. He said, I'm not predicting anything until the Mercato is done. And I said, that's far enough. So, we're going to just look at my predictions from 1 to 20 of the Serie A this season. And I'll say something. I was even doing this at work. Hopefully, my boss is not watching. I have no clue what the relegation, top four, Europa League, Conference League. I was scrambling still. So big up to everybody in the chat. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Oh wow, Rangers are 3-0 up now. Damn. That's going to Pence, exactly. Big up to Emsh, how you doing? Mo, how you doing? Albert, Sebastian, Matteo, Nicola, Niall, how you doing? How you guys doing? Misha, Uncle Mike. All right, people. Very simple. You just give your predictions in the chat. I'll pull them up while me and Sharma are discussing it. Uh, um, Here we go. This relegation battle might get very intriguing. I feel like Sharma. So in 20th position, I have Cremonense. If you guys don't know, Cremonense, Lecce, and Monza, who you don't see here, are all promoted from Serie B. I think it's Monza's first ever time in Serie A. Lecce have been gone for a decade. And I think Cremonense are 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken. So 20th position, I have Cremonense. I look at their squad. They haven't added much quality to compete at Serie A level, I would say. They could be struggling big time, kind of like a Venezia. Even though Venezia made a lot of good signings last summer, I just don't think Cremonense is going to compete. 19th, I have. I love this club. It was a great video I made about them last year, their survival with Davide and Nicola. But if you follow Serie A football, Davide and Nicola kept Crotone up, and then the next season they got relegated. I feel like it's going to be part two with that. 18th, I have Spezia. This is another tough one. It was between Lecce, Spezia, and Empoli for me. I would say either one of these three clubs could get relegated. I went with Spezia. They made some good signings. They signed the Maldini from AC Milan on loan, but is it going to be enough? Obviously, Thiago Motta's left the club. Lecce, I looked. They played some very attractive football last season from Serie B, and reading reports on them. And they made an interesting signing with this guy from the Swiss league called Asan Cisse, who was the top goal scorer in the Swiss league, if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye on him for Lecce. And Empoli, if there was one team neutrals loved in Serie A, it was Empoli last season because they played tennis scores. It was 6-3, 3-5, 4-2. I think they even went 2-0 up against actually Sharma's team at the San Siro and came back. It was crazy. But what's your thoughts, Sharma? Do we both think Cremonense they're guaranteed done?
Yeah, there's always I think at least two teams that come up from Serie B that I think are just don't have any quality, or just don't have the money, or they don't really invest. So their team is pretty much still the same Serie B quality. So I think you're right. I think Cremonese, I really at the moment as things stand, I just really struggle to see where the quality is, and like their signings, for pull up their signings there, no one stands out to me. They've signed Santiago Ascasibar from Hertha Berlin. You might know more about him. He's on loan.
Okay.
That's the only name that stands out to me. Johan Vasquez on loan from Genoa, centre back, Mexican. He's decent, but
He's actually decent, yeah.
yeah, yeah, okay, but you need more. You need more if you want to stay up. You need to do what Salernitana did last year. Remember, they brought
Yep.
like half a new, like pretty much a whole new team. That's the only way if you come up from Serie B, or you play some of that beautiful champagne football that Empoli were playing. So you have to
Yeah.
have one of those two. And yeah, I just don't see it. Salernitana, I think I agree with you. I think the Davide Nicola effect only lasts usually only lasts for a certain period of time.
Yep.
He's kind of like, you know, the fireman that you call just to get you
The
out of trouble.
Italian Sam Allardyce, basically.
Basically, yeah, basically. Although he's like a third of the size of Big Sam, but
And then he comes out with ludicrous predictions and what was it? That he would walk from Salerno to Roma barefoot or something like that, and he actually did it, I believe. So shout out to David and Nicola. He's a madman if I've ever seen
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's crazy. You know, when he almost threw the shoe at his player.
I remember
That's a
that.
That's a Serie A heritage moment
Yeah,
right
it
there.
is. But
But
also,
yeah, they haven't.
I'll say one thing. They also
Yeah,
sold their midfielder Ederson. Remember who they
yeah,
picked up in January? I cannot believe he still went from Corinthians to Salernitana. I'm sorry, there must be some dodginess in the background that we don't know. But he went to Atalanta, so that's going to be a big miss in the midfield as well.
yeah. So that's what literally I was gonna say because I really liked him. I wanted Inter to try sign him because he's like a ball carrying midfielder, which is what Inter exactly need. He's very energetic, and yeah, I think that was a and they had a new owner coming in who
Yep,
was spending money last season, and I don't know what's happened this year. Like it's kind of like I don't know if the money just dried up because he was making big claims about, you know, spending money.
standing it.
I think they were even trying to get Mertens at one point recently, but yeah, they haven't. The only signings they've made until now, I think they've uh, kept, what's his name, the guy that used to play for Inter, Bonazzoli. They made him permanent, but apart from that, they need to do more. They need to do more. They can't play. They can't have Fazio still starting for them as centre back.
No, they cannot. That is not going to last long in this Serie A anymore.
Yeah. Spezia, yeah, I actually probably I think I pretty much agree with your bottom three, to be honest. Spezia, Thiago Motta's left.
Yep.
Yeah, they made some interesting things there. You mentioned Maldini, but yeah, I don't really think that moves the needle for a relegation team. And the new manager Gotti was at Udinese. He's decent, but he's known to play more terrorist football. So maybe he manages to save them. But yeah, I just feel like they just kind of I think I just see them stagnating. Like they haven't really, like, you know, they've been here for like 2 years, 2 seasons now, and they've just been always just kind of surviving. I think this year might be the one where they just go.
Yep. And then what about Lecce and Empoli? Empoli, they've made a lot of changes, and that's something I'm a little bit scared of. And Andrea Zoli left the club, and in comes Impalo Zanetti. Man, what? I think it was his contract that expired for Andrea Zoli at Empoli. But man, the football they played, yes, it was a little bit crazy at times, but man, it was entertaining as heck. I have to be honest. Empoli were one of the funnest teams to watch in all of Europe.
Yeah, they play the formation that everyone, like on Twitter and Football Manager, everyone loves, the 4-4-2 diamond. Like no one plays that these days, and these guys
Hmm.
were playing that, so he needs credit just for that.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think even his contract expired. I'm pretty sure they just kind of parted ways, and I don't really understand why. But he'll come back, I'm sure. 'Cause that guy's been
Yeah.
at Empoli, like I think that was his third time. So it's like, you know how it is in Italy. He'll probably come back middle of the season. I'm really sure about Zanetti. He wasn't that good at Venezia. I mean, he didn't have a great team at Venezia, but I don't really see much of a, you know, style of play there or anything particularly interesting. So yeah, but as someone's pointed out in the chat, Satriano's there on loan from Inter. He's
Hmm.
one of our more promising teenagers, or he's not a teenager now, he's like 22, 21. But he was at Brest on loan the second half of last season. He scored 5 or 6 goals.
Okay.
And yeah, he's the Pinamonti replacement. You know, Pinamonti was the
Yeah.
guy who banged goals for them. So
And you
yeah,
took Aslani from
yeah, and we
Empoli.
took Aslani. Yeah.
And I think they sold their center back. I cannot remember the center back's name. He went to
VT.
League VT, yes. He went to I think Nice. So they're missing some big pieces. So I feel like Empoli will struggle. And Lecce, I kind of hope they stay up because growing up, Lecce were always in the Serie A. Them and Bari with that derby there, bro, that was an insane scene sometimes between that rivals. But I just think Lecce will somehow find a way. There's always, I think, two of the Serie A promoted teams. They stay up and then one of them go down. And last year was Venezia. And I think this year it will be Cremonense and Lecce and Monza will stay up somehow. But I think overall we kind of agree with this. And you're probably, if something crazy happens where Salernitana sign, like Mo says, Salernitana went from 13 signings to one. They could still do a madness. And I think Sharma pointed out right that a lot of Italian clubs, they wait till the end of the mercato and then they start making signings just because they have to, in a way. They have to fill bodies in and they'll just get loanees and all that sort of stuff. So Let's see. Empoli has Nedim Badrami, my Albanian brother. He's a beast. Yeah, we'll get to it, Nicola. Don't worry. Hey, big up to Nicola. Says, guys, thanks for making this possible. Both of you are my favorite YouTubers. Hey, man.
Hey,
There's a
Nicola.
lot of YouTubers out there. We're your two favorites. Nicola, thank you very much for the kind comments. And Cremonense, 100% down. Spezia has not attractive playstyle, so I don't want them to stay. Ooh, Mo coming with the heat. So
Hey,
that's my
man,
prediction.
you gotta respect terrorist football as well. It's not all about pretty football.
Hey, bro. Burnley stayed up in the Premier League for almost a decade. You have to respect that sometimes. Okay, so that's 16 to 20 for me. I think it's pretty straightforward. To be honest, I could see even Empoli Lecce going down. Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, but for now, it will be Spezia, Salernitana, and Cremonense going down to Serie B. Okay, now the madness. Now the madness begins. So from 11th to 15th. 15th, I have Torino. I don't know if people saw what happened with Torino this summer, right? I don't know if people, some people might not follow it. So they got rid of Bremer. Belotti they didn't re-sign. I think now Vlasic from West Ham is coming through, so that's actually a really good signing. They need some quality in that attacking department. Ivan Juric was fighting with the sporting director. And people just go search that up. There is some tension
He's
going
not
on.
exaggerating. He was literally fighting.
They were actually fighting. There was like an audio version of it. It was fantastic to hear, but yeah, I don't know. Torino, I could see them struggling. I don't know where the goals are going to come from because Belotti's been their main guy for I don't even know how long. Bologna are my next choice, and Bologna are Mihailovic. I don't know if he's going to stay there the whole season. That's kind of my big issue with them. And if you saw the second half of the season, other than beating Inter in that crazy game, I think they were kind of found out and they just lacked the goals at the second half of the season. So I kind of feel like Bologna will continue to struggle, but not enough to go down or anything like that. Sampdoria, I know they've sold obviously Damsgaard, and I think they're happy that they got rid of Yoshida because I think he was a detriment to that team. But Sampdoria, they always bounce back somehow. Even after being in relegation battles, they bounce back into a mid-table finish. Same with Udinese, and I think Udinese also have a new manager. I cannot remember his name. What was his name again?
Sotil,
exactly. Because they got rid of Siovi because he went to Hellas Verona, actually. So yeah, Udinese are just a mid-table side. There's nothing special. De La Fuego will keep doing his magic at that club, and they've sold a couple key players, but I still think Udinese will be in that position. And then 11th position, yes, I went with the madness. I went with Monza. I don't care. This is their first season in Serie A. Berlusconi is spending the money, and if you guys don't know, Berlusconi owns Monza. Actually, you know what? I want to get up their signings because that's the kind of the key part here. That why I went with Monza compared to Cremonense and Lecce staying up. They have signed Serie A quality. That is the big key to me. Yes, I know their manager isn't the greatest. And I can't remember their manager's name. I know he used to be at Crotone, if I'm not mistaken, but
Stroppa,
yeah, because he used to be at Crotone. So I'm going to quickly get up all the signings that they have done. Oh, by the way, people, they signed 3 goalkeepers. This is the monster madness.
One of them, it was from us because they had this obligation to buy if they got promoted. The Gregorio.
So Carboni from Cagliari, good signing. Capari. From
Ferrari is a great signing.
That's a great signing. Okay, Pedro Pereira from Benfica, bro. What the heck? Obviously Ranocchia from Inter. I know he's old and he's not that great anymore. But the thing is, he brings experience to this side, and this is a big one. I have no clue how they got this. Matteo Pessina. Huh?
This was so random.
This is so random to me. I couldn't believe it when I was doing research, and I was like, wait, Pessina went to Monza. So I think they're kind of under pressure, and Berlusconi and the ownership have also talked about, okay, we need to be making European spots in the next couple of years. I don't think that's going to happen like in 3 years' time, but that's the goal of this side. In their first ever Serie A season, they're doing a madness. But what do you think, Sharma? Am I a little bit crazy thinking the 11th position or what?
I think as things stand right now, you are. But as you said, because it's Berlusconi, because it's Galliani, the sporting director, I think they are going to do a madness still before the end of the window because they link with Icardi. They were linked with Mertens as well. Like
Pablo Mari from Arsenal too.
Yeah, so they're going to do something. They're still going to do a few more moves. So I could probably see them becoming almost the mid-table. So. But as of right now, Yeah, I don't know too much about the coach Stroppa and stuff, so I can't really talk too much to that. But I like it. The one I disagree with is the Torino one
Oh,
because I
okay.
think Juric is just too much of a good coach to let
I
that.
do rate the coach, but man, that now those videos, and I just think some of the departures that they have. Bremer, like we can't deny, Bremer has been one of the best Serie A defenders in the last couple of years, and if
Oh
you're gonna
yeah,
lose that, that's really gonna be a detriment to your side.
but again, I think they will like. I think that the fight will like generate some good effects from it. Like they will get the ass out of the office and get some players in. Like as you said, Vlasic has just come in. I'm sure they'll get a replacement for Bremer coming in soon at some point. And Juric, as I said, he'll just get that team. And Belotti is a big miss in terms of he was their captain and stuff. But even last season, he was injured for most of the season. So they pretty much played most of the season without him already.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's that, and he kind of declined. I think he stagnated a bit last couple of years with them. So I don't think he's that much of a big miss going forward. So I would definitely put them closer to 10th than 15th. But Bologna, I agree with you. I think the Mihailovic thing, they just need to kind of like I know it's a difficult position. You can't
Yeah.
fire a guy who's going through leukemia and all these kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like amazing story, inspirational. But again, I think things have got stale. He's been there. I think this is his fourth or fifth season there. They're a very quite young team and stuff. So I just think they need like some fresh ideas, like a fresh, younger coach, like like an Italiano. Obviously, he's gone to Fiorentina, but that type of vibe, like someone who brings in some fresh ideas, progressive football. Yeah, I see them, and especially if Arnautovic leaves, if he goes to Man United, weirdly.
They said it's not gonna happen anymore.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
That's true.
If Man United come calling, I struggle to see Arnautovic saying no.
Hmm.
But yeah, Musa Barrow, I think we need a big season from Musa Barrow. I'm going to talk about him in
True.
my season preview. Like he's kind of stagnated as well last couple of seasons. Sampdoria, I'm not as high as 13th in my opinion. They're just, yeah, I'm not keen on Gianpaolo anymore. He's kind of,
But he's been
you
at
know,
Sampdoria. He was like what 5 years at Sampdoria before they sacked
yeah.
him, and then he was like 11 games at Torino. Was he at Inter? Was he the manager of
No,
Inter?
he went to Milan for like
Milan.
3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made that just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, and Udinese, just another mid-table side, really.
Yeah, you can never call Udinese. It's just like they could be fighting for relegation or that, but nothing like particularly that like amazing. But yeah, if they kept Delufeu and Beto up front, and they always have some good scouting. Usually they have some
Hmm.
talent coming through. So yeah, they should be good. And they got Udoji still for the next season anyway,
Yeah.
even if he goes to Spurs. So yeah, they should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I went bold with Monza. I mean, you can call me crazy, but I just think they're still going to spend the money. And Berlusconi is back. You just gotta love it. 12th is most realistic for Udinese. No idea how Juric is still Torino's coach. I don't think we understand either. Oh wow, Rangers came back. Giovanni Stroppa's Monza coach. Hey, big up to Adrian, bro. Hey,
Hey,
big up to Adrian, bro. Pedro, who? Cargano is a great signing.
oh, Cranio is a great signing, man. This guy is like one of the best shot stoppers in Italy.
Wow. Where did he go to? Monza?
Yeah, he went to Monza. He was one of the many keepers that they signed.
Wow. I tell you, you can you can make fun of Berlusconi, but this guy, he spends money, and they have built winning sides who have won Champions League, so they know what they're doing. It's not like a random person. Well, I would say kind of like Todd Bowley, who's never been introduced to football before. Berlusconi and his people understand football. They understand scouting, and they have money compared
Yeah.
to most Serie A teams, and that's kind of the difference for them. And
And
they got
these
these.
storylines as well, I think, is what makes, with Serie A separates it. Like, if you guys are not into Serie A, like, is these kind of off the pitch storylines that you have in Serie A that you don't have in any other league? Like, which
Yep.
other league has a former prime minister of Italy being the president of a club?
And all the
Former,
allegations on him as well.
yeah. And all these outlandish like guys like De Laurentiis, Lotito, like all these guys are just like, some of the things they say is like,
Yeah, it's
some
crazy.
crazy stuff, but it makes for entertainment for sure.
Yep, and then you have David and Nicola fighting with his players with the shoe. It's just madness. And just after Balotelli left, they got promoted. Coincidence? Hey man, I think Balotelli. Do you guys see what he did at the end of last season? I think Italy could have used him. Just saying. Sensi, how much I love that guy. He would be best midfielder in league if he's not injury prone. Good day,
Yeah.
Visha. How are you doing? Monza have signed some quality. Torino is getting 13. Sampdoria is getting 16 to 17. Are Bologna fans happy that Arnautovic is staying? Well, I'm pretty sure they are because he scored, what, 15 goals, if I'm not mistaken, last season?
Yeah, he had a very good
He
season.
had a, yep. So if he goes, I'm scared then for Bologna. I have no clue where the goals are going to come from then. And I agree with Sharma. They have to sort out this Mihajlovic situation. Like, we all love the manager, but he's not even around the club that much, if I'm not mistaken, for Bologna.
Yeah, he
So
goes through kind of phases. Sometimes, yeah, he
yeah.
spends like weeks at the hospital and things like that. But even without the illness, I was just saying that he's just been there for a while, and they never seem to like improve or get better. And they have some really good talent in that team.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's very true. Also, they lost Svanberg to Wolfsburg. He was a
Yeah,
really good midfielder for them. I forgot
Swanberg,
about.
Aaron Hickey's gone.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hinkie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. They could fall. Uh,
Oh,
God,
Theat went to Rennes, I think.
see, they've lost a lot of key pieces. And big up to Wiki Tiki. I don't want to see Immobile top scorer. We'll talk about top scorer after this. Don't worry. And W Nicola thought he was Captain America with that shield. Yeah, very true, very true. Remember, people, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let's get it up to 30 likes, if we could do so, very much. Okay, now we're gonna get to the top 10. I think we kind of break down the relegation mid-table, and my madness so far is Monza. Okay, here's 6 to 10 for me. Hellas Verona 10th, but Simeone looks like he's gone.
Yeah.
That's a little bit worrying for me. I don't think they're going to drop down to 15th and below, but I could see them now dropping down to 13th or 14th, but that's a big worry for me. So Swallow 9th. Man, this for having the worst home support I have ever seen for any top flight like squad ever. Who goes to Sassuolo games at their home ground? I know they play at a different stadium from where their town is, but they can do a little bit better. Okay, I have Atalanta 8th. I'll explain why. Lazio 7th, and then Napoli 6th. Where should we start off first, Sharma? Should we talk about Hellas Verona? I think another mid-table finish for them, but obviously with Simeone maybe leaving, that could be a big miss.
Yeah, I see them dropping off a little bit more this season because they had the coach change. I think Tudor did really
was
good
great.
in like keeping the Juric effect. Like he kept the same tactics, the same high pressing. Cioffi coming in from Udinese, I'm not sure if I would rate him as high as a coach. And then Simeone just had one of those freak seasons that I don't think. I think they signed Thomas Henry to replace him from Venezia. Very uninspiring. They still got Kevin Lasagna, that guy. I mean, he's more famous for his name and his Wikipedia page than for his footballing ability. So yeah, I see them kind of dropping off a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, and I forgot that actually Tudor, who was actually a great manager for them, went to Marseille. Obviously, Sassuolo, they keep losing pieces. Every season, they lose pieces, and then somehow they just come back. I am shocked still that Berardi is at this club. I'm really shocked, but look.
No,
Sassuolo,
man, he's gonna be the Di Natale. He's gonna be the Sassuolo Di Natale.
I hope so. That would be a fantastic story. And Di Natale was super underrated in my opinion. But what do you think, Sassuolo? I think mid-table finish again. They play exciting football, but they're going to give the top teams always a tough game. Always, it seems they give them a tough game.
Yeah. I think the one thing, they just never seem to invest in their defenders. They always get some really good, exciting forwards and wingers and midfielders, but they never invest in the defense, which is always their Achilles heel. But yeah, I see them dropping off like slightly, maybe not like a few spots, but maybe like 1 or 2 spots, like you said there. I think everyone should keep an eye on Agustin Alvarez. That's the striker they signed from Peñarol to replace Scamacca.
Yeah.
So he might not bang this season. He might take him maybe another season to kind of get used to the league, but he's definitely one to keep an eye on. And then it looks like they may sign Pinamonti actually. So Raspadori might go to Napoli. Apparently, it's almost done.
Okay.
And they're signing Pinamonti from Inter to replace him. So that could be a like for like.
Has Gasparini ball been found out, Sharma? I'm kind of feeling that at the moment. Defensively, still, I don't think they've made a lot of good signings there. Okay, they signed Ademola Lookman. Why are you making that signing? I know, like I know they have obviously Jeremy Boga, who you highly rate and I highly rate as well. But why are you signing Adamelo Lukman, Gasperini, Atalanta? If you're still gonna rely on Zapata and Muriel, who on their day they can cause any Serie A defense trouble, but they're injury prone nowadays. That's the biggest problem with for Atalanta. I feel like they're being found out. I love Gasperini ball, guys. Do not hate me, but I love Gasperini ball. But I feel like it's being found out. The only thing that's a positive for them this season, no European football, so they can solely focus on Serie A. So I think they could finish like fifth or sixth, but not top four. But I don't think they've made enough pieces because the other sides have made a lot of signings. So what do you think about Gasperini ball?
Yeah, I think, as you said, maybe he has been a little bit found out. I think, they were kind of the pioneers in Italy for that high pressing,
Yep.
high energy style of football. But then now a lot of teams play the same way. I think, yeah, it's a kind of stagnation, that kind of same coach being there for a little while. But I think this season, as you said, I think the no Europe effect with their intense style of play, I think that could help them. And I think they were really good with their transfers like a few years ago, but then they had a few misses like last few seasons, like replacing Papu Gomez. They haven't really managed to replace him properly. Ilicic, he's had his ups and downs with his mental health issues.
Yeah.
Zapata's injuries, Muriel just unreliable physically. Like he balloons up to like 120 kilograms, goes back to 70 somehow. But I think they could do better this season. I'm putting them a little bit higher. I probably would put them 7th or 6th. I don't see them breaking into the top 4 again. I think that was kind of like a special period for them where everything was clicking.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen for a little while. But Edison, I think, is a great signing for them. What we mentioned him earlier from Salernitana.
So that gives them a little bit more flexibility in the midfield. That's for sure. I think that's what they kind of need. I think they were missing that midfielder maestro in a way, and maybe Edison can bring that to them. Lazio 7th. This is a tricky one because obviously Milinkovic Savic is rumored every season to go. It's the summer trend, right? There's Love Island, and then there's Milinkovic Savic being linked to somewhere outside of Lazio. That's the
SMS.
Exactly, the SMS. I like their signings that they made. I think they're more towards what Sarri wants to do. I think it's going to take a season, though, to blend that in. So I think they're going to finish 7th, even though they were 5th last year, which was, I think, a pretty magical. And look, I don't rate Immobile. Even though he's top scorer every season, I don't rate the player. I simply don't, because he scores 15 penalties a year. But if you still have a player like Immobile, you're going to do well. So what do you think about Lazio? There are obviously a lot of new signings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's a lot of new signings. I think they've had a good window because they had to replace a lot of, like, people are looking at all the incomings, but they had to make those because they had so many guys leaving on like free transfers. They're like
Lucas Leiva.
Leiva, yeah, Strakosha, the goalkeeper.
Oh, he was terrible.
I think there were Johnny. They just had loads of guys that were leaving, so they had to just numerically make up the numbers. And then I'm interested in a lot of the players. Like, I'm not convinced by. Like Casale, they signed him from Verona, the centre back. Romagnoli is good, like on paper, like the captain of Milan. He's a Lazio fan, like him, but he always struggled in a high line. Like he always got exposed against pacey strikers. So I don't really see how him and a Sarri high line type of football would fit. So yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking at 7th, and Ciro top scorer again, but no one knows no one has seen the goal that he scored, but he will end up top scorer.
Oh Jesus, man. Do not again, please. How many years in a row has it been? Has it been like 3 years in a row? I swear. This guy's terrible for the Azzurri. Absolutely terrible. And somehow he's top goal scorer. Yeah, that's true. Most of the crowd at Sassuolo are away fans. We're going to get to Napoli, people, because I think this is going to be a long discussion about Napoli.
Yeah.
They're a very interesting team. Atalanta is kind of unfair. Look, maybe it's a bit unfair, but I feel like if they got a new striker, and they were spending money this summer, and they spent money last year. Also, losing Gosens. I love Joachim Male, but for some reason at club football, he's not the same at the national team, with the Danish national team. He just isn't, but I love Joachim Male. Is Demiral that guy? Didn't they sign the goalkeeper from Udinese, who was terrible? Because they signed...
Musso, he was quite disappointing last year, because I was like, Inter was strongly linked with him as like the long-term successor for Handanovic. So yeah, it was quite surprising that he wasn't that good. So maybe in the second season he'd be better. But to be fair, Zapata was out injured for like 4 months for them last season, and they rely on him quite a lot.
Wikitiki says, I'm pretty sure Rabiot's mom wants Monaco. This is a rumor, by the way, that if they get UCL football, she wants to go to Monaco. He'll go there instead of United. Let's hope PSV wins, so he'll join United. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think it's 1 year loan with mandatory buy option. Scamacca and Raspadori, who's most likely leaving, are two important pieces missing, although Pinamonti is going there. Very true, very true. Okay, and maybe Sarri could get Jorginho for a reunion. Oh, we would all love to see that.
Maybe
Albert.
next season on a free, I can see that happening.
Yeah, could see that happening. Does he have 1 year left in his contract, Jorginho? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we could see that happening then. Okay, Napoli 6th. I'm super intrigued by this. I have to be honest. Because obviously, losing Mertens, losing Insigne, losing Koulibaly, losing Fabian Ruiz, I cannot believe PSG are going to pay 25 million for Fabian Ruiz. What? What? The guy is, I think he's a great midfielder. For 25 million, PSG are doing great business. We can say what they want about the club. Fabian Ruiz for 25 million, in my opinion, is a steal. I think he has 1 year left in his contract, but crazy. I think those are big pieces, though. Koulibaly, look, man, I think he's top 5 center back in the world. Still, he was the best center back in the world a couple of years ago. I still think he's top 5. The guy is just a special player. You can't replace that in one season. You just cannot. You just cannot find those sort of pieces. And leadership of Insigne and Mertens. Di Lorenzo is their captain. You could say Di Lorenzo is okay, but as the leader of Napoli, that's a little bit struggling for me. What do you think, Sharma? I know they made a lot of cool signings. Kivicha, the Georgian winger, that's the name to watch out for in this area. I think he can be the breakout star. I don't think he's going to score more than 10 goals, but he's a very, very tricky winger. So what do we think about Napoli? What's their objective in a way? Should it be going for top 4 or just, molding all the new players they have and then being prepared for then the next season?
No, it has to be top 4 minimum as that objective always. I think that's what they want. But yeah, I agree with you. It's looking difficult. It's not just the caliber of players, as you said. It's like they were all leaders. Like Mertens was the captain after Insigne. After Mertens, it was Koulibaly, and after Koulibaly, it was Ospina. Like it's so like it's literally the spine of the team. And then Fabian Ruiz was like, I'm a big fan of Fabian Ruiz. It's crazy that he's going, as you said, 25 million. When Rabiot is going for 20, like what is going on here? But
crazy.
I think this is what Napoli always do, though. Like when you think about it, they have really good scouting. Like when you look at where did they sign Koulibaly from? Like it was from Genk, from Belgium.
Yeah,
he was unknown.
Very true.
Mertens from PSV. Like that's what they do. Like Fabian Ruiz from Betis. Like they always do this. They manage to kind of sign these guys, and some of the signings that they've made, like the Anguissa made permanent, that's a good one. Kim Min-jae, I think he'll probably take him some time to get settled in, but from what I've seen of him, he looks like a good player. Kavicha, as you said, very talented. I think he's an instant upgrade on Insigne, because Insigne was dusted last year. Like the guy got like
true.
1 open play goal or 2 open play goals all season. Like that's crazy. Like he's struggling in the MLS right now. Like that guy is dusted.
Even Bernardeschi is outperforming.
Yeah, Bernardeschi is like, oh my god, that guy thinks he's like Maradona out there.
What is
your
their
boy
weak point?
Ostergaard, one from your end or near your end? I like him. I think he's a very smart signing. Look at that, like 5 million euros. Like there's nothing.
I agree with you, Sharma. Napoli always do this. They make the smart signings. They don't need to go for the flashy players. They just make these smart signings and just build them up and then sell them for crazy money, like Cavani and all these players.
Yeah. And Spalletti is a top 4 specialist. Inter fans will tell you if you need top 4, whether it takes to the last minute, last kick of the season, he will somehow get you top 4.
But how much pressure now is on Victor Osimhen to score the goals? Oh. Like he's got, like obviously he had the horrible eye injury, which was crazy, man. But he's under pressure to score 20 to 25 goals.
He has to because this is his 3rd season now. There's no more excuses. He always gets these silly, the injuries he can't help, but he does get like silly red cards. Like like when he got COVID twice because he was just being, an idiot. Yeah, he has to step up because let's not forget Napoli paid like 70 million for him. Like that's like Napoli never spend that type of money,
No.
so they he needs to pay that back. But he's this season it looks like he's gonna have Giovanni Simeone backing him up, so that's an instant
And
upgrade on
Raspadori.
yeah. So he's gonna have better someone feeding him like Raspadori and a proper backup, not fucking Petagna who's um,
We don't need to say anything about Petagna. That
yeah,
guy should be a rugby player for the Italian rugby national team. How he's a
literally,
footballer, I have no clue. I remember when it was actually it was Inter versus Napoli. He came onto the field and I'm like, bro,
bro.
how is this guy a professional footballer for Napoli? It's crazy.
Exactly. And they
So
might get Kepa as a keeper as well, which is an interesting one.
no. They're if they sign this player, because there's been rumors and it might happen, if they get Keylor Navas.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh my god, that is
If Napoli get Keylor Navas, okay, then we can talk. Then
bro,
we can talk.
that is
That
yeah.
somehow if they get Keylor Navas. Okay, obviously, I think if you're Kaylor, get the heck out of PSG. You're clearly not number one, and I think you're a great goalkeeper. You're heading into a World Cup year with Costa Rica. I know Costa Rica are not going to do much, but still, if he goes to Napoli, that would be a fantastic sign, a major improvement on Ospino, who was good for Napoli, but Keylor Navas is different gravy.
Yeah, yeah. He's very underrated, man.
I agree. So look, it's a bit difficult to predict Napoli. Obviously, there's the Mercato still going on, but I feel like these pieces are just going to take a season to gel, and then I think next season they could be good. And like we both said, Victor Osimhen has a big carry job to go. Because if Chucky Lozano, who's, I mean, they're still trying to expect goals from him, which might not happen, and
I've never liked him.
Politano, like, where else are the goals going to come from in this team? And Zielinski, is he still going to be the number 10? I hope so, because I do like Zielinski.
I like him. I like him. But apparently West Ham were coming in strong for him. But apparently he doesn't want to leave. But yeah, I mean they've got if they get Raspadori, they still get Zielinski, Lozano, Kavicha. Yeah, they've got some good striking options behind Osimhen plus Simeone. So I wouldn't sleep on Napoli. But I would just you put them sixth. I'll probably put them fifth right now.
They'll definitely be in the top four battle. That's for
Mm.
sure. They'll be battling
Yeah.
for fourth position. I just think those pieces that they lost, that you just cannot replace Koulibaly. And like here, Samuel, I know. I mean, the Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis, yeah, he's just a horrible person, shall we just say. Those comments were just egregious, in my opinion. Absolutely egregious. Don't sleep on Napoli yet. Spalletti will always perform well when needed. Look, he's a top four merchant, but I don't know if he's ever going to touch that scudetto title. That's going to be the big thing for him. Kim Min-jae is shrewd signing, though. He was linked with Spurs for the longest time. I actually went to go see Kim Min-jae last season. Fenerbahce played my local team here in Finland. I was like,
Oh, nice.
this guy's pretty good. Obviously, I didn't follow him at Fenerbahce because I can't watch Fenerbahce games here in Finland, though. But I was like, this guy's pretty good. I'm surprised he went to Napoli, but could be a good signing. And like Sharma says, Napoli always make these smart signings. Goran Pandev has more goals against Germany than Messi, and he's the real king. Unlike shout out Goran Pandev, man. Serie A, just a legend, I would say, almost, and obviously North Macedonian legend. And PSV go through. Nice to see. All right, let's go back to here, and it's now time for the top five. Who I think will win and who will make the top four. Obviously, Fiorentina are fifth. That's my big shock here. Okay. Juventus fourth. We'll talk about them. AS Roma third.
When did you make these predictions, by the way? Did you update them today?
No. I haven't updated them. I made my top five was certain already about 3 days ago.
Okay.
And we'll discuss about Juventus.
Okay.
Sharma, I know it's only Shakhtar Donetsk. I watched that game, AS Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk. This team, if Mourinho allows them to play football,
Did it get you horny?
They could win the scudetto. I'm not gonna lie. AC Milan second, Inter Milan first. All right, let's start with Fiorentina. I think Luka Jovic is gonna absolutely bang the Serie A.
Yeah?
I think he's gonna score 25 goals. That's my
25 goals in the league.
Yes, I think he has a point to prove. I think
Wow.
Luka Jovic can do it. I really like this player. I know it was tough at Real Madrid. I don't think he got a fair shout in my opinion. I just think he was always just on the bench and just degrading there in a way. Vincenzo Italiano is a fantastic manager.
Yes, sir.
The only, and obviously now with Icone and Nico Gonzalez, another season of them. My only question is the midfield. Can they can they have a consistently good midfield play? If they can get that, I think Fiorentina will finish fifth. But also they have European football, so this is my bold pick, but I'm not confident in it whatsoever. But what do you make of Fiorentina? I absolutely love Italiano as manager. I have to say that right now.
I like as a pick, but I disagree with it. I just think again they haven't added to their defense, which I felt like was the weak link.
But they
I
kept but
mean,
they kept but they kept Milinkovic. He's a
yeah,
fantastic defender.
but I don't think he's best in the fullback. I think he's a perfect
They
three
added
at
they
the
added
back.
Dodo from Shakhtar Donetsk, the right
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
That's a good signing though.
He's an upgrade on what's the Real Madrid right back that always gets loaned out? I forgot his name.
Uh
Odriozola.
oh, yep.
Yeah, he's an upgrade on him. But the next to Milenkovic, they switching between Igor and Martinez Cuarta, who had a disappointing season last year. The goalkeeper they've signed Golini, but I don't rate him that highly. And then last year they had Drogovski's, like I think he's going to Spezia. He's falling off the face. So yeah, at the back I'm just not convinced on them defensively. And then yeah, they lost Torreira, who's gone to Galatasaray. I think he was a big player for them last season as like the anchor in midfield, the regista. They've got Bonaventura, Mandragora they signed.
That's a good signing actually from Juventus. I do
It's a
like
good
that.
signing, but I don't know if it moves the needle. Like
Hmm.
it feels like it just keeps the same level. Nico Gonzalez, second year in Serie A, I'm excited because he's an interesting player.
Icone
Iconic,
has to step up. He
yeah,
didn't. He wasn't that great last year, but I think another season will help him.
yeah. I mean, he came in January from League On, like it was very hard for him. Um, and then yeah, Jovic. I think a lot of rides on Jovic because obviously they tried to replace Vlahovic last season with um,
Cabral and Piatek.
and Pum Pum Pum. It kind of worked. The thinking was, you lose one guy, you bring in two. I think numerically they didn't do too bad. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if Jovic is a single like a 4-3-3 lone striker. Like he strikes to me as the guy. Like I think he needs like a Haller. Like he was at Frankfurt. I think he needs a guy next to him.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. I just think Luka Jovic just has a point to prove. Look, this is
Mm.
my bold pick. This and Monza at 11th. These are my two bold picks for this season. I mean, you could say AS Roma third, but I mean, I'm telling you, this team. When I watch them play, well, I don't want to get too gassed. So Fiorentina are interesting, and also they have the Conference League to deal with. But I
Yeah.
think they're going to play like their B team there. I don't think they're going to take that too serious, in my opinion. If there's a top four race going on for Fiorentina, and I remember last year, I think it was like around December, January, and obviously when Vlahovic was being rumored to leave everywhere to Arsenal and every club, then he went to Juventus. They had a dip in form because they took a while to get obviously Cabral and Piatek integrated with the squad, but they just didn't click, to be honest. Arthur Cabral, he's obviously he was just scoring for fun at Basel, but he's not a Serie A player. I think he could be a good option off the bench for
Mm.
Fiorentina to give them added boost, but I don't think he's Serie A quality to start.
I
So
think they should take the Conference League seriously, though. I think they should do what Roma did because I think when you get to the later stages, you see the level, isn't that high. Like, and
yep,
then you get to the automatic Europa League spot and the trophy. Like Fiorentina is, people might not realize, but historically, it's a big club in Italy.
yep. Uh, Bro, they beat Liverpool in the 09-10 Champions League group stage. Liverpool finished third, and Fiorentina, I think, were second. I can't remember who else was this in that. Lyon was in that group as well. Bro, Fiorentina they used to be such a good team, and they've kind of fallen off. But I believe in Italiano. This guy is a fantastic manager. I really do. Okay, I don't know if Juventus fans are going to be happy, but okay, it's only preseason. So they let go of Morata, and then Morata decides to score a hat trick on them, bro. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. I can't
Bro,
deny. I can't
I
deny
was
when I
I
saw
was
that.
live streaming on my channel. Someone said check your DM, and I saw a video, and it was like Bremer getting skinned by Morata. I was like, an Inter
Bro,
is like if the God was an Interista and he wrote that script.
yep. I, I'm not too sure about Juventus, bro. I'm
Which what is
not.
is it? Is it Allegri or is it the players?
Okay, I'll bring up their transfers, but I'll quickly say
Mm.
this: it's that dinosaur of a manager in Allegri. I'm sorry. This guy, he's trying now a 3-5-2 formation. He's trying 4-3-3. He's trying 4-4-2. This guy doesn't know how. He was a great manager, and nobody can deny that. But there comes a time when you have to evolve as a coach.
Mm.
I don't think he can evolve into attacking manager. Just personally, I just don't think so. This guy's just his decision making is just so weird. Allegri, it's just weird. That midfield, has anything changed, Charma? Except for Pogba, but he's already injured. Has anything else changed in that midfield?
No, not really. Zakaria is still there. Locatelli is still there.
Has the
Um,
fullbacks changed?
that's the big issue that no one seems to talk
Yeah.
about. It's like Alexandro in 2022 is like, ask Juve fans what they think of Alexandro. Like he's a meme for them. Like he's really bad, which is maybe why they're looking for Kostic right now and changing to 3-5-2 as you said. But at the back as well, the Chiellini, like we talk about Napoli, Koulibaly losing Koulibaly. Like Chiellini was their captain. I know he didn't play most of the games, but he's still like that guy. He's their leader. They lost him. They licked, you know, as as much as fun as we made him as non-Juve fans about De Ligt, but he still was a massive player for them.
I
And
think so.
Bonucci at 35 years of age, man, I mean, I never really rated Bonucci as a defender, especially in the back four. He did great at the Euros because Chiellini was holding his hand as usual, but in the back four with Bremer, like I don't know, like he's at 35, it does not convince me. So they've got some more issues than people think at the back as well.
Okay, so their signings, Bremer.
Like
Can
the fact that Chiesa is only that
I
loan
know,
of
I know.
2 years
It's
left.
just now being paid. What was it? A 2-year loan from Fiorentina or something crazy?
Yeah, something stupid like that. You just
Okay,
triggered
so
me.
Pogba on a free, Di Maria on a free, and then obviously today, guys, they got Kostic. It was the here we go and that sort of stuff. So I did tweet this out
Mhm.
that I think they might switch to a 3-5-2 formation. Kostic as left wing back,
Yeah,
Cuadrado as right wing back. But then the biggest question is, what about Chiesa when he comes back from injury? What about him? Where is he going to play? Um,
exactly.
I don't think he's. Look, Kostic is a really good player, and I think he's going to help with this squad because he can play left back. He's not the greatest defender, but going forward, I think this team needs to. They need to supply Vlahovic, and this is a big season for Dusan. I love the striker, but he's got to perform. He wasn't great last year for Juventus, especially. He was good for Fiorentina, of course, but I just don't think he got the adequate service. And I know, like Juventus, they had a lot of injuries and they had to deal with that. So it was almost in a way good that they got top four because it could have been that they wouldn't get top four. They have to provide Vlahovic service. If they don't, I struggle to see where the goals are going to come from, other than a Di Maria wonder goal.
Yeah.
Do you kind of have that same feeling?
Yeah. It's like I didn't watch the Atletico match, but I heard that they only had one shot on target. And like that was, you know, a big problem what they had going on last season. So yeah, like as much as Vlahovic didn't perform, but I don't really blame Vlahovic too much because that system is just not. I think they ended up with like 54 goals last season in Serie A. Like they were outscored by like Hellas Verona. Like they were like seventh or eighth in terms of like scoring, like which is embarrassing for Juventus. So it's yeah, it's Allegri is really my the one I'm thinking because I think squad wise, bro, like all these moves that they're making, like Di Maria, even at his age, I think he'll be a killer.
Yeah,
Pogba, once he comes back from injury, I think he will dominate Serie A. Kostic is a guy I wanted at Inter for years.
he would have fit
Um,
your system perfectly,
yeah, he's
Sharma.
would fit
My
like a
God.
glove. Chiesa coming back from injury, obviously, it'll taking time, but still, that's still Chiesa. Um, so yeah, I think they're in my opinion they're favorites, but the Allegri thing is like, yeah, will he let the best squad? I think now they would have the best squad in Italy. Would he let the best squad flourish to the level it can?
Best squad?
Because they will complete it. Like you've seen it today, they're getting Kostic. They might get the pie. The link with the Paredes as well. Like they will do a few more moves before the end. Like they don't have the problems we have at Inter where we can't make anything, do anything.
Mm.
They will make moves.
They I, they have to fix that midfield. I'm sorry. I just That was the biggest problem for me when it came to Juventus last year. I think in the big games, I don't think their midfield had any control whatsoever, and obviously they had a lot of injuries, and that could be a situation. But I don't know, Allegri, man. This is 2022. You got to play attacking football with this team. Let them do what they want. Also, Serie A fans, Pogba is a great player. I'm not denying that. Just he's injury prone. And he's already shown it. It's only been the craziest thing about that injury. I love Pogba, man. Pogba is one of my favorite players, but I can't defend when he's always injured. Always injured. He got injured warming up for the warm up. That's not a good sign. And he decided to not take surgery. I don't know if that's the smartest decision. I know why he's doing that. He's doing that for the World Cup. But is that I think Juventus, they said don't do that. They said to take the surgery because then he'll come back, I think, 2023. But clearly he chose the national team over Juventus, so...
You can't blame him for that, though.
I can't blame him, but it is going to be very interesting to see. Juve, people say Juve made improvements, but they really haven't. Bremer replacement of De Ligt. Look, I know De Ligt didn't reach that heights of maybe Juve fans wanted him. I think they're going to sorely miss him. I know he made a lot of crazy tackles, red cards. I remember the red card against AS Roma where they came back actually. There's just craziness.
And the handballs.
And the handballs, yep. Replacement of Dybala. Di Maria is replaced. Yeah, look. I know people are going to say, oh, why did they get rid of Kulusevski? He wasn't doing the greatest for Juventus. And maybe it was because of Allegri. Bremer was stolen 2 days from Inter. Don't. Sharma's not going to be happy. Is Brahim Diaz overrated? I don't really rate.
Is he rated?
Yeah, that's the problem. Juventus aren't doing. Oh no. This is not going to happen. Allegri going to get sacked in December when Juve are 10th and Ole is going to take over. So, okay, Sebastian is
where can I sign for that?
Where can I sign for that? That is much watched TV. Manchester United have been offered the chance to sign Alvaro Morata. Doug, I hope you're trolling because that cannot be true. Sarri over Allegri. If Chiesa returns, Vlahovic and Chiesa will be a duo. But...
He tried that last season, Allegri. He tried to force him into a second striker role, and it didn't work. That's not what
Chiesa is, guy. Chiesa is a winger who needs to thrive in one-on-one situations against the fullback. He is not a false nine striker, bro. Look, because it's probably going to work at the beginning, this 3-5-2, and then Allegri's going to think, how am I going to fit all these pieces? And then it's just going to be so confusing for the players as well. I don't see Juve winning this year. I don't think so either. I think everybody's being hyped by all these players. I know they're good signings, but still, a reality in which Juventus finished below Napoli. Oh my God! If that happens, bro, that would be insane. I'll get back to your comments soon, people. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe. We got 40 people watching. If we can get to 40 likes, actually, let's check here. Is this a performance like Juve against Atletico? Yes, it is, because we're only on 34. Shame.
Come on, guys.
Sharma, Roma third. I'm believing it.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Well, speak, and we'll see if you're in trouble. Give your piece.
No, I do see the hype with Roma. Honestly, I think they will make top four, but I will probably put them fourth, just because they still have the same comment. I think I'm making the same comment with everyone. But the defense, they haven't changed anything in defense. I don't rate Rui Patricio. He had some good games, but he's also very shaky. I don't really rate Mancini very highly, the centre back. And then Smalling is always really good for them, but he's injury prone, and whenever he's missing, they seem to miss him a lot. Ibanez is the one that I think he has a ceiling that he can reach if he can get rid of his rashness and his those kind of brain farts that he has sometimes. And then in midfield, the addition of Matic doesn't sound like much, but he's like a Mourinho's trusted soldier. And I think in Serie A,
Mourinho, Matic are peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. Yep.
They're just bum chums. Wijnaldum, that's an amazing signing coming in. Pellegrini, he's gonna get. I think it looks like he's still gonna keep his more further advanced role with Dybala. Man, what a signing, Dybala! Obviously, he was linked with Inter for months and months and months and months, and he ended up going to Roma. Zaniolo, I think, it's his second season after the ACL. I think people were overly critical of him last season. They forget that this guy's had 2 ACLs already.
It's crazy.
So he finished the season with like 2 goals, 2 assists in the Serie A, which was pretty low. But he looks good in preseason already. And Tammy already he did so much better than I expected in his first year. So I can only imagine how good he's going to get in the second year. And Spinazzola coming back is a massive. So yeah,
I
Mourinho's
agree.
second year, we know Mourinho's second year just finishing that. We know
Yep.
Mourinho's second year is supposed to be his best year.
Exactly. I agree with you, Sharma. I'm not fully sold on that defense. I think what they want to do is still get a center back in the Mercato. I think that's what they're trying to do. Which defender? I have no clue, but I think they need more quality in that position because Smalling is injured. I like Ibanez. Mancini, he's all right. Kumbula, meh. So they need to sort out their defense because they leaked way too many goals, in my opinion. For Jose's side, I was surprised at how many and the ease at which teams went at the AS Roma defense. That was worrying. So I'm just sorry. That trio of Dybala, Zaniolo, and Tammy, bro. If those three guys can stay healthy, I don't know how teams can stop that. Zaniolo off ball movement. Tammy is an absolute force in the box, and Dybala. We can say what we want. Dybala has fallen off a little bit, from his fantastic year in 2017. I think that presentation will get to him, and he will want to perform. Like, you can say what you want about the presentation, people, but that's going to urge him to, I think, perform even higher level because he just sees it how much love they have for him. And he was even. I think they had the game against Shakhtar. They were doing like their anthem before the game, and he was like, "Damn, this is pretty good. I like it here. I might perform well." So Spinazzola back, getting obviously cover at right wing back, bro. I cannot believe they got Gini out on a loan with an option to buy. We don't obviously know how much I don't know the transfer fee for that, but they got cover in midfield. They just need another center back, and I'm liking this team. I really am. The only problem is if I know Zaniolo is injury prone, Dybala has been injury prone. So if one of those two players are injured, okay, then Pellegrini they can move to the 10 spot behind obviously Tammy, whether it's then Zaniolo or Dybala, and then Gini can fit into the 8 role. So you have a lot of pieces that can move into different positions. I don't think they're ready to win the scudetto yet.
No.
But it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if they did. Remember, people, we've had 3 different winners of Serie A in the last 3 seasons. Could we have a 4th in AS Roma? If that happens, I'm sorry, Jose.
They got Europa League as well, so I think they'll be, and I think Jose will take that pretty serious.
We know Jose is going to take that serious. Yeah. That's kind of the issue with AS Roma as well. If I know Jose, and we all know Jose, he loves his European trophies. Why do you think he got a tattoo? There's a reason why he got a tattoo, people. So.
Oh yeah, they got Belotti as well.
Is it confirmed yet?
Yeah.
It's confirmed. Wow. So Belotti cover because they got rid of Shmurdov, who I think went to. Did he go to Bologna? I think he went to Bologna, and obviously Felix Afenagian, who also adds a different dimension in the attack. This is a good team. It's just a matter of can Jose sort out that defense. That's going to be the biggest question mark. And can he allow then the attacking trio not just to be counter-attacking, but like that first goal against Shakhtar, the build-up play was magnifique. Oh my God, it was special. I honestly. So, let me hear what you guys are saying in the chat. Where do you think AS Roma will finish this season? I'm hyped up about them. Let's maybe overhyping them, but I think they're a top 4 team. I really do. I think they've made quality signings compared to obviously Fiorentina, Lazio, Atalanta. Could be Napoli fighting for 4th place with them, but I'm gonna go 3rd place. All right, Sharma. So it's a Milan thing again. AC or Inter.
Oh.
Well, let's talk about Inter first because they finished 2nd last season. How you feeling, bro? Obviously Lukaku coming back. We don't know if obviously you don't want to do your predictions yet because if Inter lose a big piece, I think that's going to be really detrimental to this side because you have financial trouble. I just feel bad for your club, man. I really do. Any club that faces financial trouble, I feel bad for because it's not a great place to be. So, how are you kind of feeling? Are you feeling confident? What's the vibe?
The vibe. If you went on my channel, you'd see everyone's not feeling that great. But I'm trying to push like a positive narrative at the moment because it's like. If things stay as they are right now, then we've actually improved on last year's team. because we've improved the depth. Because we know Arturo Vidal, Vecino, um, they weren't the greatest or like the greatest pieces to bring on in the second half, or as like Barella or Hakan substitutes. Now we've got Mkhitaryan, who in theory should be an upgrade on both of those guys. Aslani, we mentioned earlier from Empoli, he can be a vice Brozovic, but also a vice Hakan, vice Barella. Um, yeah, Lukaku coming back, like he was Serie A MVP. Like whatever you think about his Chelsea period, like he was still Chelsea's top scorer first of all. And he wanted Inter so bad. He's already looks like really integrated, like he's never left. Him and Lautaro it was the best partnership in European football, in my opinion. Like those two proper strikers. Like when do you see like is a throwback watching those two play together? And now we've got Dzeko as his backup at least now, he was our starter last season. So that's a massive. That's
And
probably the
Correa.
biggest. That's the biggest upgrade I think any of the top four teams has done, going from Dzeko to Lukaku. And Correa, yeah, is there second year. He had injuries last year, so we've got four strikers. I like, it would have been great to get Dybala in, but we still got a really amazing four strikers. I would say, and obviously everything that I'm saying hinges on Skriniar staying, because the rumors just don't seem to be dying of the PSG. Like even though this,
Still, but they signed
yeah,
Mukiele.
yeah, but apparently they still have him in the as their like
Wow.
preferred target. It just doesn't seem to go away. So it's that doubt. Like we just can't seem to, until the window closes, to like just say this is our team, because the truth is, um, if an offer comes in, and it's not even about Skriniar, if it's an offer for Barella, Brozovic, if it's the right offer, they will go. That's the problem right now at Inter. And I hope Inzaghi showed some really good stuff, but he also showed some like not some great stuff. Like it seemed like he was stretching the squad really thin. He wanted to go for everything. Like at the end of the day, we were 2 points away from a mini treble. But at the same time, could he have focused the squad to just kind of get the scudetto? So I don't know. So there's some question marks on Inzaghi. But right now, as things stand, I am feeling quite good, to be honest, because there's no super teams in Serie A. There's no Man City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich in Serie A. The level is round about the same as it was last year.
You have the best midfield in Serie A.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I think there's no doubt about that. If you lose Skriniar, you can't replace that. You simply cannot replace a player like Skriniar. So if he goes, that would be a big miss. Can you rely on Gosens? Is he injury prone, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's one of the question marks. So we have two big question marks: is the goalkeeper position, because we signed Onana.
He has to play, bro. I'm sorry, he has to start. He's done. Handanovic is absolutely terrible. Continues though. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree, but it looks like Andanovic is going to be starting the start of the season. But I think towards the end of the season, Onana will take over, hopefully. And then left wing back Perisic was our player of the season last year. I think was pretty, undoubtedly so. So he's going to be a big miss. But Gosens, if we get the Atalanta Gosens, it should be, good. Yeah, but his injury record over the last year or so has been very concerning to me. And but Di Marco is kind of stepping up. He's got a lovely left foot. He's kind of like he reminds me a lot of Angelino from Leipzig, and I think he can be a very good threat to bring in on the left hand side. Dumfries, we've kept him. We've signed Bellanova from Cagliari, who's kind of like a really pacey wild card to bring on second half. So yeah, I'm happy with what we've got, but yeah, there's still some question marks.
So are Inter in a position where they have to sell one of their big players, like a Brozovic, a Barella, or a Skriniar? Are they kind of forced to do that, or can you hold out for one more transfer window with these guys? What's like the situation kind of financially in a way?
So we have to make plus 60 million euros by June 2023 when the financial books close for next year. But the problem is, you can say, oh, you just do them next year, but it's like January window. You can't sell people in January. Like who you can sell like your starter in January? No.
No.
So, and then you get to the end of the season, and you got like just a couple of weeks, and then you're gonna accept lower offers for your players because then you're just desperate to make that 60 million. So ideally, you want to try get as much of that 60 million done right now. But I think we'll get there. Pinamonti's going for 20. We're getting offers for that Casadei, our youth player. Apparently, Chelsea won him. So there are ways around it where we can try to. And then I think, I think my idea is that they'll probably sacrifice Dumfries next summer.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm just being too positive.
No, you got to be positive, Sharma. And in a financial ruins, you got to be positive. So if I have to rank it on importance, I would say to Inter, and this is just my opinion, people. I would put Skriniar 1. Oh, who the heck would I put 2? This is basically between Barella, Brozovic, and Skriniar. 3 guys who have, somewhat been linked to make a move, and I think these 3 guys, they're going to go for more than 60 million. Easily. Even though Skriniar will only go for 60 million to PSG, but he only has 1 year left on his contract, right?
Yeah.
If I'm Inter, you might have to cash in Sharma. What are you going to risk of him leaving on a free?
No, that's the thing with Skriniar. He's that guy. Like apparently, like if we put a contract on the table, he will sign it. Like he's already he once fired his agent just to renew with Inter. Like he's that future captain type of vibe. It's just that at the moment, because of our situation, we can't reject offers for anyone. So I think if the transfer window closes, I think we'll see he'll sign a new contract.
Okay, all right, cool. I mean, I would love Brozovic at Liverpool or Barella.
Hey, chill.
I don't think it's gonna happen, Sharma. Don't worry. Liverpool will not spend the money. We're cheap as well. Don't forget about that. All right, you got to go. Let's quickly talk about AC Milan before you head out. I feel like they're going to focus more on the Champions League this season. That's not the only reason why I think that they're not going to win the scudetto. I don't think they've added a whole lot other than Charles de Ketelaere. That's about it. From what I can remember in the Mercato. I know they've change of ownership and that sort of stuff, but
your boy Origi.
Forgot about Origi, but they're just going to start Giroud no matter what. So obviously I think it's going to be a battle between the 2 Milan sides, but obviously anything can happen in Serie A. What are you kind of worried about them? Do you think this side is very young? They're heading into their prime years. I think they're going to dominate Serie A in the next couple of years. So I think this is important for Inter to win the Scudetto this year. This is a must in a way.
Yeah, no.
So how worried are you about AC Milan?
No, I just have to still is a team that when I look at it on paper, they don't blow me away. Like I still think that Pioli did a really amazing job last year. Of winning the title with these guys, but you just have to respect them because they've been doing this for 2 years now. Like the season before, they finished second, they finished first. So yeah, they're just. I think they are going to stay consistent. But I hope that as you said, they go further in the Champions League this year because last year they got in the group stage, and as much as that might only make a 5% difference because of that extra rest, but that 5% makes all the difference by the end of the season. So I do hope that they're European DNA comes into play and they start going further in the Champions League.
Because that's what AC Milan are built on. They're built on Champions League. So if they want to go far in that competition, I think Charles de Ketelaere is a signing for the future. I don't think he's going to make an immediate impact, and I'm pretty sure Inter fans will make and Juventus fans will make failed compilations of Charles de Ketelaere. It's going to take time. Yeah, you're ready. It's going to take time to develop him. So if you're an AC Milan fan, I would be patient with him. Origi, he's Mr. Clutch. Don't worry about that. That creative midfielder, that's what they're just missing in this team. And also Frank Kessie leaving, it's big. It's big for this side. But the one thing they have, defensively, they are absolute wall. And that's why they won the Scudetto. They just I think they conceded 3 goals in the last 4 months of the Serie A. Something crazy stat like that. Kalulu, who's not even a natural center back, stepped up big time. And Tomori and Magnan, I think, is the top 5 goalkeeper in Europe. So AC Milan got the pieces, and they're building something great here. I really do, but I think Inter, because of that addition of Lukaku, and if they can keep all their pieces, will win Serie A. So that's my prediction for this. Let's see if you're feeling the pressure, Sharma. I hope you guys keep your players, because I think that's what the Serie A needs. It needs to be competitive across all of Europe, and Serie A teams haven't. Other than Roma, of course, winning the Conference League. But how much does that say, to be honest? But you got to go, so I'll let you go on your ways. Where can the people find you? Remember, guys, go subscribe to Uncle Sharma's channel. It's in the description down below. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, if you just type in Uncle Sharma on YouTube and at @rshams on Twitter, you'll be able to find me. And yeah, no, thank you again for having me on, Michael, man. And it's lovely to see the growth on your channel. And shouts out to the guys. I see familiar names I see on my channel and on Michael's channel. So I hope some more people from this channel will be coming over to my channel. And yeah, can't wait for this Serie A season to begin, man.
I can't wait. Honestly, this was the best league to watch last year. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan, the madness of the Serie A always happens. So hopefully it continues again. I'm actually going to stay live because I'm going to answer some questions. So if you got to go, I'll see you later, Uncle Sharma. Have a beautiful day, man.
See you. Forza Inter.
I had to get that in. Big up to Uncle Sharma, guys. Remember to go subscribe to his channel. So, people, let me know. I'm going to stay for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to go and get some sleep. Let me know in the chat who is going to win the scudetto this year. Please let me know. Inter fans, beware the GOAT of football. Origi is coming to destroy you guys. He's not even going to start, Sebastian. That's the big thing. Serie A was known to have the best defenders in the world. I think right now they don't even have decent defenders. That's very true, Sergio. That is true. They don't have the world-class defenders anymore, and I think the Serie A is evolving to a much more attacking play. And if you see that with sides like Empoli, Sassuolo, and obviously Napoli now with Spalletti and Sarri Ball, so there's a lot of attacking teams. And I think that's what Juventus need to get the best out of their squad, especially. But look, they don't have the money compared to the Premier League or somewhat to extent La Liga. So that's the detriment to the Serie A, really. Zlatan wants Champions League trophy because he's never won it. I can't either, Balkan. I can't, to be honest. Aslani is most likely going to take Brozovic's place. Definitely. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is, Nicola. Shout out to Adrian, guys. Well, if you don't know Rabona TV, I don't know what to tell you, really. Shout out to Adrian, though. And congrats, Benfica made it to the playoff round of the Champions League. They beat Midtjylland, I think, 3-1 today. And guys, I told you, keep quiet about Enzo Fernandez. Keep quiet, it's on him. Big up to Nicola, big up to Samuel. I think AC or Inter, Milan can reach round of 16 max. Big up. Do you watch alongs for Premier League? Of course I do. Of course, Daz. We had a watch along for... What game did we do a watch along for? What the heck? No, I did the Bayern. But this weekend, since it is Chelsea versus Tottenham, I'd have to do a watch along for that. Or maybe Brentford versus Manchester United to see if the carnage just continues for United. I might not be active on Thursday stream. Oh, no worries, Sebastian. No worries, bro. Inter will win, not Juventus, but I'm struggling to choose between the Milan clubs. Sooning out, says Nicola. Big up to Toby. Haven't seen you for a while, Toby. I hope you're doing well. He says Juventus will win the league. You believe in the hype. Look, Juventus are fantastic. They have great players. Do they have a great manager? Guys, right now, in the chat, is Allegri a great manager right now? You know, he obviously led Juve to the Champions League final 2017. He did good stuff. Is Allegri right now a great manager? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Milan will not finish in the top 4. Okay, Balkamori, now you're just being salty. I'll pick Inter because they are better in the attack. All right. Guys, mods, get the bots out of here. Nice one, Albert. Milan will win just because my younger brother is a Milan fan. Well, they won last year. Big up to Jabari. I'm excited for the game tomorrow. Guys, I can't wait. Get to go watch Real Madrid against Eintracht Frankfurt. It's a shame Kostic is not going to play, obviously making the transfer to Juventus, but still should be a fantastic game. Cannot wait. Maybe Hazard will play. Who knows? No, are you doing a watch along? Maybe does. We'll see if I do one. It's late here in Finland, so I'll have to see if I do one. 2 Serbians at Juventus. Allegri is the T-Rex, indeed. And again, I'm fuming, so am I. Sebastian, thank you for dealing with it. Samuel as well. Big up to the mods of the channel. You know you have made it when you have bots spamming here. Exactly. That's an insult to T-Rexes. Oh, yeah. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Should be a good game, man. Look, I just need quality football here in Finland because I don't get a lot of quality football. 1, I have to watch my club team play. And 2, I have to watch the Finland national team play a very defensive style of football. So that's going to be the biggest problem. And getting to see Real Madrid, even though it should have been Liverpool. But It is what it is. Mike, what are chances Frankfurt winning against tomorrow? Winning against Madrid tomorrow. I will give them a. They were pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty terrible. I'll give them a 30% chance. So Real 70, Frankfurt 30. But if there's one thing to learn from last season in the Europa League, you do not underestimate Eintracht Frankfurt. More like processors. If Mourinho was in charge of Juve, I'll be scared. I'm not scared of Allegri. I don't think a lot of people are, to be honest. T-Rex, I sometimes run like that. Well, it's not a comparison, Matt. Imagine they play Mariano if he travels. I think Ancelotti said that he's going to play the team that won the Champions League. He wants to reward those players, so it makes sense. Yep, they will definitely take it seriously, and that's the thing. If Real don't take it seriously, which I don't see that happen, they will take it seriously. Real will win. And who should Juventus appoint? Oh, man. That is a good question, Matt. That could be a discussion if he does get sacked. And T-Rex is my favorite dinosaur as well. Well, guys, I'm going to have to go. It is pretty late here in Finland. Big up to everybody. Big up to Sharma for joining me today on this wonderful stream. It's been great having all the people in the chat. Big up to everybody. Mo, Ilias, Nicola, Matt, Yuman, Jabari, Sergio, Albert, Mo, anybody else? Daz Reynolds, shout out to you. Shout out to Tubby. Haven't seen you for a while, Tubby. Hope you're doing well. Like I said before, Samuel Starja, big up to Adrian from Rabona TV, of course. So, like I say every time, see you next time. And the next stream will be on Thursday at, what time did I schedule it for? 8 o'clock UK time. We are doing La Liga predictions. Cannot wait for it. Who will win La Liga? Atletico? Real? Or Barca? Might as well throw in the Yellow Submarine in there while we're at it. So, see you Thursday. I'm not doing a vlog for the Super Cup because I have my phone and it isn't the greatest quality, and that's all I got. Unless you want me to take my computer to the game, but they will probably not allow that at the stadium. But big up to everybody. Barca for sure. Cheers. See you guys. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember, if you want to become a member of the channel, you join our member-only live streams. Good content. Have a little bit of banter. A little bit more swearing, and we just enjoy football discussions. So, guys, remember to become a member if you want to, of course. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world.